Good evening. This is Cub reporter Ken Cordero coming to you live out of Middletown, Rhode Island, in the United States of America. The date today is June 20th, 2013 AD, which means in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm being sponsored today by my good friend out of Mystic, Connecticut, Christina Curtin, and she makes fine jewelry, and her number is 1-860-463-4631. Also, A1 Car Cab and Van out of Newport, and their number is 401-841-0411. And my good friend from Jim's Pizza on West Main Road, and their number is 401-619-2704. That's 401-619-2704. My email address is kencordero@americanonline.com. I am not represented by anybody in my government at all. Not my state government, not my local government, certainly not my federal government. Our federal government does not represent any citizens of the United States. They want to represent criminal illegal aliens. You turn on the radio, turn on the TV, all you hear about how our immigration system is broken. It's not broken, they're not enforcing the laws. All these people, they say there's like maybe 11 million people, so you know the number's more like 20, maybe 25 million. They're in this country illegally, they are criminals, illegal aliens. They do not belong here. We don't have to do anything with them except tell them to get out of our country. What's so hard about that? You're not wanted. You're not needed. I don't care who you are. If you're not a citizen, please get out of my country. If you're Mexican, Guatemalan, Honduran, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, English. You know, personally, I like the Chinese. They're good workers. I like the Japanese. You know, they're all right. But don't come here illegally. Don't come to my country, and especially these Latinos or whatever they want to call themselves. How about going back to your own country and helping your own country do something? Don't come up to my country, demand stuff, speak some kind of foreign language. How about getting out of my country? How about this? How about if we stop giving these people our hard-earned money? They always want to tax the American people. How about taxing every dollar that's sent out of this country excuse me, to a foreign country? How about if we tax them at, say, 47%? Let's keep the money of the United States in the United States. How's that? Let's have a strong dollar. I mean, I had this girl once, she was playing around at work and she made a muscle. She'd been doing something and she's there going, look it, I'm strong. She didn't go, look it, I'm weak, I can't do nothing, I'm helpless. Nobody likes victims. Especially victims that pretend to be victims. Victim, that's one word I think should be banned. That's a word that should be banned. Victim, along with communism. They just had some anti-gun rally, and I don't know how any politician can support legislation that'll take away our rights, because they take an oath of office to uphold the Constitution, like federally certainly, and in the states your state constitution. And our state constitution here in Rhode Island, from my understanding, is basically the same as the federal constitution. We have rights to own guns, and it says, like, it shall not be infringed upon. What do these people not understand about it? That's their job, to preserve. This is certainly the president's job, to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. You know, the Civil War was fought, from my understanding, after I watched these two videos I got on it. Lincoln fought the Civil War to preserve the nation, not to free the slaves. He fought it to preserve the country, not to divide it. That was his great House Divided speech. A nation divided against itself cannot stand. And right now, this country of ours has come out completely against itself. All you have to do is look around. Just look at any military force. And I know, I work on the naval base here in Newport, Rhode Island. And by the way, I'd like to say hi to Amber, my good friend. Hi, Amber. I saw her yesterday. I haven't seen her in a few months. Hi, Amber. You know what I'm talking about. Over at the exchange, all they do is torment you and torture you. People that have worked there for like 10 years, they have to wear little badges saying who they are. They have to get fingerprinted to work in jewelry. Do you think, how about if we tell people that are actually coming into this country illegally, can we do something about them? How about tell them to get out of our country? Don't come here and demand stuff. You're in the shadows. You should be in the shadows. You should be ashamed of yourself. Utterly ashamed of yourself. All you Latinos and stuff. I thought you were supposed to be Christians, to believe in Jesus Christ. You know, there was a saying in the church when it was first formed, when they were first starting the church. If you don't work, you don't eat. And you people are all so fucking lazy. Coming up here just demanding stuff. You know, that's one of the first things when I grew up that I remember about Mexico, just from being a little kid. They were always taking siestas in the afternoon. They were lazy. They didn't want to do nothing. Well, don't do nothing in my country. Go back to your own country and do it. Well, let me tell you about our country now, which is the former United States of America, because we're a third world nation now. Because now I'm told, oh, well, you're lucky you've got a job. I'm lucky I've got a job in the United States of America. What is wrong with you people? We are the economic engine for the world. But we've decided to give our country away because somebody might call us a racist. Or we can't do that because a little bird might be disturbed. These people are evil. That's what they are. You know, the devil's greatest trick, because we all know what he is. He's just a liar. But his greatest trick is trying to make believe that he's your friend, and he's actually helping you. And you listen to these politicians, like especially the Republicans. Oh, well, I don't know. Our immigration system's broken. It's not broken. It needs to be enforced. Let's start with the president. How about if the president deports his aunt and his uncle? And how about, Mr. President, if you stay at the White House and no more trips or vacations? The country's broke. We're trillions of dollars in debt. Do you realize how much $1 trillion, how much that is? Well, from my calculations, $1 trillion is more than 2 centuries worth of seconds. And these people just don't care. If we were actually in any other country in the world, there would be riots in the streets. I look out on my street here in Middletown. Why should I feel like I'm in a foreign country? Where's my right to a quality of life in my own country, in my own town that I've lived and worked in all my life? These people here in Rhode Island, they are just so stupid. If you look around, like you go to Providence, they've got all these beautiful old Victorian homes and stuff. And they got all criminal, illegal aliens living in them, and they just decay. Liberalism is a disease. It's like a cancer. It slowly decays and decays. So here's my advice to all our politicians out there. Tell all these criminal illegal aliens, get out of my fucking country. Your funds have been shut off. We don't have to do anything. Just don't give them any money. They'll deport themselves just like they imported themselves. You know, if you can't even do your basic job, which is to protect the citizens of your state or your town and your country, what good are you? You're useless, which is what you are. Certainly my Republicans, or rather my representatives here in Middletown, here's one. This is out of Newport this week, from last week, June 6th. Capital access for small employers. The House of Representatives approved legislation sponsored by Republican Deborah Ruggiero, Democratic District 74, Jamestown, Middletown, my representative, on Tuesday, June 4th, to establish the Rapid Roadie program, which provides swift access to capital for small employers in Rhode Island. This bill is part of the package of 18 bills supported by House leaders to improve the coordination and quality of Rhode Island's economic development efforts and help businesses succeed in their effort to grow here. How about if you just get out of the way? Just stop making rules and regulations. That might help, Deb. This is what it says. The legislation would establish the program within the state's Economic Development Agency. Okay, she wants to develop this program within the state's Economic Development Agency, and this is the agency that just lost like $75 million to Kurt Schilling's failed gaming business. Now, Ms. Ruggiero says, listen to this. I mean, she can't be a car salesman yet talking like this, but I guess she's good enough to fool most of the people in Middletown and Jamestown. One of the biggest concerns I've heard from small business owners is they need access to capital. It's often a very long, complicated process for a small business to get a loan through a traditional bank these days. Well, Deb, do you think that might have anything to do with Barney Frank, Dodd-Frank bill, messing up everything in the banks? Small companies often don't have the staff or the resources to devote a lot of time to jumping through all the hoops that many lenders require. With the Rapid Roadie program, we can quickly help them expand and succeed, which improves both our economy and our state's business friendliness, which in turn can help us attract more growing businesses, said Representative Ruggiero. Under the bill, Rapid Roadie is to be coordinated with the existing federally funded small business loan program. Right away, they're taking money that we don't have. Federally funded small business program. The country is broke. What don't you people understand about that? Within the existing federally funded small business loan program in the Economic Development Agency, the program is to provide access to capital within 90 days to employers with fewer than 100 employees. Recipients must be located in Rhode Island, have been registered to conduct business for at least a year, be current in all state taxes, and maintain their businesses and jobs within Rhode Island for at least 2 years after receipt of the loan. They've passed into law. The act is to take effect January 1st. How about just right away? She thinks jumping through hoops for a bank's hard. Have you tried jumping through hoops for the federal government? And these people, they want to talk about bullies. Who's a bigger bully than the federal government? The IRS? Huh? Who? Than your local town? How about the EPA? Who is a bigger bully than the Environmental Protection Agency? How about the Department of Environmental Management? Who are bigger bullies than these people? Huh? I've got this thing here. This was from the United States Court of Appeals, District of Columbia Circuit. These are some representatives who were going after the Environmental Protection Agency, headed by my favorite, Michelle Bachmann from Minnesota. And sadly, after this term, she's taken a break. I hope she takes a break for a couple of years and comes back and runs for president again, because if people had any brains, she'd win in a landslide. But all these rules and regulations that the Environmental Protection Agency is trying to push through, they're all just, none of them are true. I mean, they're all lies. They're trying to tell you about global warming. They can't even predict the weather from one day to the next. And they're going to try and tell you about global warming. This is just so depressing. It really is. They're giving away our country because they don't want to be called a racist. Uh-oh, I might be a racist. I'm not a racist. I just want to be a citizen and work. I've worked all my life. I've worked since I was 12 years old. Because our country meant something, man. The last time our country had students like in the top of the different educational categories, top ratings in the world, was in the 60s, when we still had God in our country and in our schools. That's when but no, we've thrown out God, because these people don't believe in God. They believe in a bird. And Obama, he just thinks he just believes in government and more government. And he is absolutely the essential of evil when you look at him. He has got no soul. He's a liar. I mean, look at who they had to bring out to their Democratic convention this year. They had to bring out a bigger liar than him, Bill Clinton. What was their main theme? Abortion. The right to kill little kids, babies. Now, personally, I'm against abortion personally. But if some woman wants to go have an abortion, well, let her go have it. I don't care. I'm not going to tell her she should. That's between her, the Father, and God. How about if we get government out of everything? Stop making criminals of law-abiding citizens. Let's make criminals out of criminals. People that come into our country illegally. How about if you people start doing your jobs, like in Congress and the White House? So I'm going to end this now. Well, bye, Amber. It was nice seeing you, Amber. This has been the 77th edition of Cub Reporter Ken Cordero. Thank you for tuning in.